and welcome to Midnight Readings. Today we'll be reading a request from the autistic pony AJ. AJ asked me to do this for a good friend of his, Lightning Sword. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Lightning Sword. This is Just a Bad Colt. What a stupid cutie mark. Hey, yeah, a rainy cloud. What are you supposed to do? Make it rain on every pony? You just want to make the weather as dark and ugly as you. Better being a blank flank than having that stupid thing. That's how it had all started. In essence, that was the moment that put Stormy Night in the corner, where he had been sitting for who knows how long. He hadn't quite learned how to keep time yet. He'd had nothing else to do but to think back to this moment. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon had been particularly mean to him, but that was nothing new. They'd been picking on him long before today, just because they had their cutie marks. What they were for, anyway, being rich or something. And Stormy hadn't. Just last week, he'd finally gotten his mark. A grey rain cloud, spewing showers, and he finally felt like things were going to change. They didn't. They just got worse.
Leave me alone.
Aw, what's the matter, Stormy? You all huffy 'cause your cutie mark is lamer than you?
I said leave me alone.
Good one, Diamond Tiara. And look at those tiny wings. You can't even make a breeze, much less a storm cloud.
Shut up! Shut up!
Well, in Miss Cheerley's class, shut up is considered a bad thing to say, so Stormy Night was sent to the corner for a time out. Just like today. He couldn't figure out how those two bullies kept getting away with being such brats, and being mean to every pony in class, cutie marks or no, while he was the one sitting in the corner, just for defending himself. They seemed to find particular pleasure in making fun of Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle and Applebloom too, just because they were still blank flanks. Sitting in the corner at least gave Stormy a chance to think more about these things. Why was a cutie mark so important? What did it matter which colts and fillies had them, and which ones didn't? Was he, Stormy, any different now than when he had his mark? Did he think he was above any pony now that he had it? Did he ever feel beneath any pony when he didn't have it? And more importantly, did he have to be just like Diamond Tiara and bully all of the blank flanks in school just because he wasn't one of them anymore? Of course, he didn't need to bully to get in trouble. All he had to do was lash out at the real bullies, and pretty much everyone else. I don't even understand what that mark is for. Why a rain cloud?
Who asked you? Just leave me alone.
Hey, y'all be nice. Nobody's attacking you.
Who cares? I didn't ask you to stare at me like some kind of freak. Leave my cutie mark alone.
Well, if you just explain what you did to get it, we'd understand.
No, you wouldn't. My cutie mark doesn't mean diddly. I should have just stayed a stupid little blank flank.
Hey, we're blank flanks and we're not stupid.
So what? You have a chance of getting a better cutie mark than mine. I was just a stupid little blank flank colt before, and now I'm a stupid little colt with a stupid little cutie mark.
That was the next day. Stupid isn't a very nice word either, so Miss Cheerlee had put him back in the corner that day too. This time though, his behaviour against the cutie mark cavaliers, or whatever they called themselves, had been on him and no pony else. It just gave him more time to think, and he'd come to a much quicker, more lucid conclusion. He wasn't worth it. Being a blank flank meant being picked on, and now that he had his cutie mark, he was picked on even more. It didn't matter whether he had a cutie mark or not, he was still being bullied, and that meant that it was he, Stormy Night, a short, scrawny Pegasus, with dark blue fur and black mane. That was the reason for it. Not something stupid, for lack of a nicer word, like a rain cloud-shaped cutie mark. He was the lame little colt who was mean to every pony, so he deserved to get bullied. It wasn't his cutie mark, or lack of one, that mattered. He was lame and stupid. Again, not nice, but appropriate. and deserving of bullying, not his mark. And today, his third trip to the corner this week was more deserving than ever. You know, maybe if you were nicer, the other colts and fillies wouldn't be so mean to you.
Why should I be? No one's ever nice to me.
You have plenty of ponies who are nice to you. You just don't let them.
If they really were nice, they'd been nice before. Now I'm just a freak with a silly cutie mark.
You can't believe everything you hear, you know. You're way too sensitive.
I am not.
Yeah, you are. You got mad just 'cause I called you sensitive.
Well, who asked you? You didn't know anything. You just want to laugh at me like every pony else.
I did not. But if I did, you deserve it for being so mean.
Leave me alone!
He pushed her down. She'd started crying. And once again, Stormy was back in the corner, while Miss Cheerly had contacted Stormy's mum. She was on her way to school now to pick up her son, and Stormy was to sit in the corner the whole time until she got there. Now it was over. There was no way back. The whole school thought Stormy was just a mean kid who wasn't worth talking to. Miss Cheerly thought he was just a problem colt with a bad attitude, and when Mum got him home today, Stormy would probably get spanked or grounded or something else that only happened to bad colts, because that's what he was. A bad colt. He was bad before getting his cutie mark. His cutie mark made him even more bad. Just talking to his classmates brought out the bad in him. He couldn't open his mouth without being mean. He didn't understand how or why. He just couldn't help it. He was always angry, always snapping at other ponies, always trying to hide how he really felt because he didn't feel like he was good enough to talk about his feelings. Only good fillies and colts got to talk about their feelings without being laughed at, or having ponies groan in annoyance or roll their eyes and turn away. Stormy Night was just a bad colt who deserved to get bullied and teased and grounded and whatever else happened. And now, he'd pushed down that little pink Pegasus filly with the blonde mane who was only trying to help. After this, no pony would ever see him as anything else. Was he a bad colt because he was treated like one? Or was he treated like one because he was one? There's only so many questions, and only so much crying one bad little colt can handle while sitting in the corner. And judging from the open door, it would have to be cut short. Mum was there to take Stormy home to be punished for being a bad colt. You know why you're in trouble, don't you?
Yes, Mom.
You've been saying naughty things at school, you've screamed and thrown fits, you even hurt a filly. What have I told you about being nice to fillies?
It's not nice to hit a filly. I know.
And Miss Cheerly told me that she's had to put you in the corner 3 times this week. 3 times!
I know, Mom.
Once I can understand, but this is getting out of hoof. She doesn't know what else to do with you anymore.
I know, Mom.
You should also know better than to throw fits at school.
I know.
Stop looking at the floor. Look at me when I'm talking to you, young stallion.
I'm sorry, Mommy.
Honey, are you crying?
No.
Stormy, honey, if there's something wrong, please tell me. This isn't like you at all. You're a good colt. I know you are. But this is not how a good colt acts, and you know it. Please tell me what's wrong.
Nothing. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'm fine, Mom. Really, there's nothing wrong.
Stormy, remember what I said about throwing fits?
Sorry, Mom.
Well, when you're ready to tell me what's happening, I'll be ready to listen. But you know you're still in trouble for acting out in school.
Sorry, Mom.
You will need to learn to be nicer to ponies who are trying to help you, or else no pony will want to help you. Now, I want you to apologize to that little filly on Monday when you go back to school. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mom.
And Miss Cheerly will let me know, so I will know if you actually did, and if you didn't, or if you lie, you're in the hot seat, mister. Understood?
Yes, Mom.
Good. Now you're grounded all this weekend. I expect you to get started on your chores early tomorrow morning, and no playtime until you do them all. Now, go up to your room and wait for supper.
All right. I'm sorry, Mommy.
Stormy Night thought back to that afternoon as he walked into the school building on Monday.
Well, being grounded for the weekend wasn't so bad, I guess.
He thought to himself.
At least I didn't get a spanking.
The first class of the day started and both desks on either side of Stormy were empty. All the Colts and fillies helped to move the desks for story time, and when they all sat in a circle, Stormy sat alone outside the circle, because no pony wanted to sit with him. Class went outside for snack time, and Stormy sat at one of the picnic tables by himself. As he looked over to the table next to his, he saw 2 Colts and 2 fillies sitting together, talking and laughing, and sharing each other's snacks. He knew he had to at least try, so he held up a hoof and waved, and said,
"Hi,"
with a bright smile. All 4 foals got up from the table and moved farther away. Stormy saw it coming. Mum may have said that he had to try being nicer to ponies more often, but that made no difference anymore. He'd been an angry jerk for too long, and now no pony wanted to see anything other than that when they saw him. He'd made his bed, and now he was going to sit in it, alone, like any other bad colt. Recess came after snack time, but Stormy didn't want to play. He knew none of the other colts or fillies would want to play with him anyway. Heaving a deep sigh, he trudged over to a tree and sat down with his back against the bark. He figured he might as well start getting used to it. He didn't like it, and it hurt him badly to have to be alone, but he knew it's what he deserved. He'd had his chance to be nice and he blew it. So while it was playtime for good colts and fillies, it was the tree for him. In essence, time out hadn't changed much. The only difference now was that it was self-imposed, and it was a tree instead of a corner. It didn't stop him crying, though. Tears never changed. Hi. Stormy turned towards the voice, and saw the same pink Pegasus filly he'd hurt 3 days ago.
What? It's you.
Yeah, I guess you remember me, huh? I'm Sunny Skies. You pushed me down last week.
Yeah.
Your eyes are all puffy.
So?
You were crying just now, huh?
I'm not crying. Why did every pony say that?
Take it easy. I just wanted to see if you're okay.
I'm fine. Though, you can go ahead and laugh at me now.
Why would I want to laugh at you?
'Cause I got in trouble last week for pushing you. I got put in the corner again. My mom yelled at me, and now the whole class hates me.
I don't hate you.
Of course you do. I was mean to you too. I hurt you. Why wouldn't you hate me?
Well, 'cause I think you're just sad, that's all.
I told you. I'm not crying.
I didn't say crying. I said sad. You know, 'cause of your goodie mark, and Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon always picking on you, and you always being in time out. I think you just act mean 'cause you don't want any pony to know that.
Why do you think that? No pony cares how I feel.
That's not true. I care.
Why would you care? I pushed you, remember? I'm just a bad colt.
'Cause if you were, you would have stopped listening to me. You wouldn't care, but you're still here. You want to talk to me, don't you?
You're so nice. You don't have to be so nice to me.
Why not? I want to be nice to you. Every pony needs some pony to be nice to them, every now and then.
Not me. I'm just a bad colt.
You're not a bad colt, Stormy. You may be naughty every now and then, but it doesn't make you bad. If you had friends, I'm sure it would help make you nicer. I can be your friend if you want. Once again, Stormy was overwhelmed by emotion. This time, though, it didn't hurt. There wasn't that same pain in his stomach that his mom usually had to give him stomachache for. There wasn't that feeling in his chest that, since Stormy had heard grown-ups talk about it, he thought it must be heartbreak. There wasn't that really bad headache he usually got after coming out of a really long movie at the theatres. But he did still want to cry. This time, It was his turn to hug. It was his turn to hug. He threw his forelegs around Sunny Skies, pulling her in close and restarting his sobbing. Sunny easily hugged him back, and Stormy's tears of joy continued. The filly he'd bullied thought he was good enough to talk to, and she tried to make him feel better. This made Stormy happier than he'd ever imagined. Not only did he finally make a friend, but he'd confirmed for himself something he'd been afraid to find out all this time. He really was worth it. He really could be nice and make friends. He wasn't a bad colt after all. Stormy Night and his new friend Sunny Skies walked away from the tree, side by side, to finish recess together.
Sunny?
Yeah?
I was gonna say this because my mom wanted me to, but I think now I want to. I'm sorry I pushed you. I didn't mean to be so mean. Can you forgive me?
Oh, Stormy, we're friends now. Of course I can forgive you.
Thank you. I never hugged any pony except my mom before. It feels good.
I'm glad you feel better, Stormy. Isn't that cute? Stormy found some pony to feel sorry for him.
Oh no, not you two again.
Hey, Sunny, need someone to rain on your parade? You leave him alone, Diamond Tiara, or I'll tell. I mean it. Oh, please. Like I'm afraid of what a silly blank flank and a troublemaker with a lame cutie mark are gonna do. Besides, Miss Cheerly doesn't care what we say. She'll ignore you and put Sulky Knight back in the timeout corner where he belongs. If Miss Cheerly could help you, you wouldn't be nearly as lame as you are. But she's just... No. Go on, Diamond Tiara. I'd love to hear what you really think of me. Diamond Tiara reflected on this last exchange as she and Silver Spoon each sat in a corner, serving time out. Well, Lightning Storm, I really enjoyed this story. I myself was also bullied in both primary school and secondary school, and I can really relate to this. It's a lovely story. Thank you, AJ, for bringing this to my attention, and I hope you like it, Lightning Storm. Anyway, stay brony!